What up, man? It's your boy King Moses live on the porch, man. I know, man, you been hearing me back to back to back or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? It's been a lot going on in these streets, obviously, whatever, and I've been able to cover them a little bit or whatever, because, you know what I mean, you got some downtime or whatever, and I'm able to just, you know what I mean, catch them as fast as I can or whatever and speak on it. Now, I know you looking at this big extra large gypsy right here. I'm like, we already talked about this. Why are you regurgitating the same stuff over and over again? Now, I wanted to do a part two, a continuation of the big Gypsy Jezebel bedwench from Cheesecake Factory, but also go into another topic, you know what I mean, when we talking about these single women or these baby mamas or whoever, these Gypsy Jezebel bedwenches and their food habits. Because it's nasty work, man, and it needs to be highlighted again. It's not nothing new that I ain't talked about or whatever. We talked about it before, how women be trying to finesse to get some free food because they starving like hungry hippos and all that or whatever. And men need to pay attention to that and kind of look at your value, that the demand is high. They want to eat without giving up the pussy or whatever the case may be. And just know that you don't want to be that guy that's being used as a doormat for women to get free food off you. Because at the end of the day, it's just the principle. It should be about the principle. But yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, man. Then you had these conversations about women saying that they don't want to go 50-50 with a man. You know, a man has to take care of them 100% or provide for them or whatever these percentages is or whatever. But the math just ain't mathing with these gypsies. I'm gonna update that and put this in the comment section as far as the other videos that I talked about this before, whatever. But you rather spend 100% of your money to struggle alone, taking care of your kids or whoever, or even by yourself, as grown men do all the time. You rather do that on your own 100%, but you won't go 50% with a man because that's just not the thing to do. You get what you deserve. So this is a connected video reaction of what we already talking about, plus going into some new shit. But it was a couple points I had missed that I wanted to kind of bring up, which highlights to go into the other video that I'm going to go into later. But this big Gypsy Jezebel bedwench had some stuff to say, whatever, and you know, it's clear as day women don't listen because the man told her specifically what they, you know, he's expecting or whatever, and they don't care about that. But the man is expecting this type of behavior from a woman or whatever, if he's going to be doing this and spending this money or trying to get to know you, whatever. And women want these traditional men. I talked about that too, whatever. They want these traditional men, but they don't know how to be around a traditional man or can't really handle it. So this man didn't said some stuff. So it's a couple things that I'm gonna point out or whatever in this video that I really want to talk about. And then she has a follow-up video explaining, oh, because she went viral and all this stuff. So it's gonna be some stuff that you know what I mean, I'm gonna point out here. So let's go into it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at, I mean,
No, you're not supposed to. But again, if you care about that man or you're just into him and wanting to know about him, he shouldn't have to go all out. And even going all out doesn't mean he takes you to a nice fancy restaurant. So I'll get into those points a little bit later, but just listen to what they say. Listen to what the gypsy saying and what the man is saying.
I mean, when you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
So she says that men are supposed to protect women, take care of them, blah, blah, blah. But yet when a man tries to do that or whatever, you know, they're being overbearing, controlling, and, you know, they want freedom and independence. And, you know, if a man say, well, the best way that I can do this for you is, you know, 50-50 or some type of, I can't take care of everything, but in order for you to get what you desire, I'm gonna need you to contribute this. and they don't like it. They don't want to hear it. If it's the best for you, you don't want to listen. So if a man is telling you, hey, I need you to put this amount up for this, it's going to be less than what you're going to be paying on your own. And in the long run, you'll be taken care of and secure because I got your back. I'm the first primary cover. And then you got my back on the secondary just in case things fall down. But they don't want to hear that math or that breakdown. But we'll continue.
I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean.
So yeah, he said he treated her like a gentleman, and she's like, but you've been pretty nice, and she's not impressed. But if a nigga was to come at her with some other shit or whatever, like you don't even know what a gentleman looks like. You don't even know what that means to be. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. And they will take advantage of you if you're nice to them. That's why a lot of dudes really can't afford to be nice or gentlemen to women because they don't know how to react. And like they'll think that you're soft or you sweet. Like dudes ain't like, it's just just the simple stuff like a dude holding the door. Women don't even have the courtesy to say thank you anymore because they're getting raised by ghetto single baby mothers that don't know any better, don't know how to be around a man, don't know how to keep a man, and it's just a past generation of toxic behavior. And this is what's happening. But then back in your mind, you're saying, oh, well, you need this because your baby mama, your mama or your grandmother, who's somebody's baby mother that don't know shit, that was getting boat flexed by Uncle Charles and Ned and Willie back in 1960 and 1970. And she's bitter because he left. She passing that down to her daughter, and then her daughter's daughter. And this is a generational curse that's being passed down. So now we're in a generation where you can't be a gentleman. You can't be a gentleman. The way that they acted back in 1960 and 1970, you cannot act like that in 2010, 2020, and 2030 and beyond. Well, I digress.
And then
Cheesecake Factory.
On the other hand,
you think somebody back in 1980 or 1990, a woman would be acting like that? She'd have got a shit slapped out of her. You'd have been great. Like, you can't do that. Like, stop it. You got an entitled group of gypsies out here now because it's the gypsy generation. They're entitled. They can get their own, but they don't want to spend their own. They want to spend your money and get all the attention.
And have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date.
I mean, I don't even know what the shit was back in the days. I mean, yeah, dudes been courting women for a while, but it wasn't no big baller men like that in the 60s and 70s or whatever when they was courting. Like, they wasn't worried about, oh, well, you can take them out. You had to do certain things, but it wasn't like you had to spend a certain amount of money and you were impressing them by spending money on this high fancy restaurant. I don't know. I wasn't back then, but it's just crazy now that just the mentality of these gypsy Jezebel bedwitches.
I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
cooperative again, but don't work for them.
At least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the theme right here. You see how she's saying it's too early for that. We'll get to that, but I just want to highlight that.
No,
I can respect that. Okay. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
I don't know
there
yet.
Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
got myself all made
There's
up.
nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's
So yeah, okay. I wanted to stop right there. So and then another thing too, whatever. Back in the days, I mean, the technology is so much advanced now, where a lot of stuff is getting lost. Where you did a lot of communication and talking before you actually went out on a date, or like because of the lack of communication and technology was out there, you actually went to dinner to talk and communicate. Like it was a lot. Like before text messaging and all this stuff or whatever, like you got a girl's number, you had to talk to her over the phone first or whatever, and actually really have to, spit some game and, converse. You had to put in work. You know what I mean? So it was, it's lost now. So now it's just insane. But the point I wanted to point out, which is why I had to circle back with this video. You see how she kept on saying it's too early for that. It's too early for that. What a common thing is that a lot of these gypsy Jezebels like to use is their safety and how they don't. You're putting yourself in risky situations when you go out in the world, just in general. So if you know that you up to no good, you're probably going to have a heightened sense of fear or thinking that's more of a risk when you're doing risky shit. No matter who you are, whether you're a male, female, whatever you want to call yourself. So unless you just plumb dumb and you just like, oh, ain't nothing going to happen to me, you feel invincible. If you out here doing risky stuff and doing a lot of shit to get over on people, then you're going to have that heightened sense of fear. That's one. Two, why would you even want to be around a person that you don't feel comfortable with? So if you don't feel comfortable for them coming over your house or having them put their arm out so you can walk with them or whatever the case may be, why would you even want to be around them? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. And miss me with that whole, oh, well, being outside at a dinner is a safe place. If a person or man really wanted to do something to a woman and it was that serious for them, a nigga can go into Will Smith mode and act like motherfucking Ricky Romance and then get you, if that's the case. I'm not saying that shit don't happen, but don't give me that whole, if you feel that strongly about your safety, then don't go out. If you don't feel safe with that man, then you need to not go out and date. Because that can happen to anybody at any time, no matter what. I don't give a damn how nice he is to you, how many people are around, whatever, how much money he spends on you. That should be a red flag off the rip. Like, wow, like you don't have, like, it's crazy. But again, if you're doing risky stuff, especially if it's not genuine, then you're going to feel some type of way. So I'm going to go into a point. I'm not even going to go into the big gypsy Jezebel. No, I'm going to go to the big gypsy Jezebel part 2. But my thing is, because I wanted to talk about how, now you see the vast comparison of when they put all that Gypsy Mac makeup on and all this stuff or whatever, and look at how she looks just on a regular, schmegular. She looks like a big gypsy that's feeling some type of way about her body weight, so she wants to work out and lose some weight. She, you know what I mean, she ain't got that makeup on or whatever, because that shit just changes a lot. Niggas be letting that shit go, even though you could see that shit. I mean, you can see this broad look like she got a beard, a 6 o'clock shadow or whatever, looking real rough and big or whatever. And she's wanting to go to some high class fancy restaurant. If you don't even look half decent when you ain't got your makeup on, you can't and look natural, you have to put all that stuff on. That should be a red flag for y'all fellas. That should be a red flag when you see a woman doing all that, having to put on tons and tons of makeup, and you look like a totally different person with all your makeup off, all your gypsy eyeliner off, all your big ass eyelashes, all your fucking gypsy wigs and gypsy lace fronts and all that shit or whatever. And this is when you look at them naturally, that's who you should be attracted to. That's who, if she looks naturally attractive, then that's so totally different. But you gotta watch it when these bras be doing all that. These gypsies put all that gypsy makeup on. They're disguising their true self. They're putting artificial beauty to highlight over the ugliness. That's what that's about. But my point is about the safety of these women and how they're missing out. Because all this they want, see what the problem is, and you see how she kept bragging about, oh, how I got done up. I had to put on this makeup and I got dressed up to go out. What they want, and the reason why a lot of women like to go out is because they want to have their Cinderella moment where they're getting splurged upon by a man, whether they like them or not. They can brag to their girlfriends or their female family members or whatever, like, oh, I was out here, whatever. I got men. I got the attention of a man because he took me out, and I was the highlight of the evening because we're out this fancy restaurant, and he spent all this money on me. They want the wedding vibes when they go to dinner. They want the senior prom vibes when they go to dinner. They want that Cinderella moment. They watching these damn Disney movies and they want that. And niggas gotta stop allowing that to happen. They gotta stop allowing that to happen. But they go out and then, like, if it was a situation where they met, because it's, you know, niggas don't care about that shit. I told y'all, niggas don't care about that exclusive wine and dining, eating food. Like, niggas don't do that. We can go to the Applebee's, go to the bar, whatever, go watch the game. Or we'll stay home and cook our own food or microwave some, whatever. But women need that. They need that validation of attention, the ambiance and all this shit. But here's the flip part about it. Let a man, let's say that she meets a nice young man or whatever that's a 5-star chef, buy his own food. And I mentioned this last week, but let's say he's a 5-star chef. He'll buy all the food. He can get the tomahawk steak, all that fancy shit that y'all like at them damn restaurants or whatever. He a 5-star chef. He's like, look, let's have a date, get to know each other. Real good dude, no bad intentions. He's like, yo, you just come over my crib. And let's say you got a nice house. Come over my crib, or I can come to your crib. I'll cook for you. Candlelight dinner. Whatever. Like the 90s type shit. Play some R&B. Women ain't trying to hear that shit. They don't want to hear. That's not cute enough. That's not sexy. That's cheap. But not even knowing, you missed out on a potential right there that was really for you. And that's somebody's like, yo, you can have that at your beckoning call if you play your cards right. Stupid. But they don't want to hear that. That's not, that's not good enough. So even if a man can't, even if it's not a 5-star chef, but just even putting the effort forward, they don't want to hear that. And it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to a man's house. He might try to do something to me. Well, I don't want him at my house because he might try to do something to me. It's cap. Because half of the time when these bras go out to eat, they going back to the nigga's house anyway, whatever, and fucking and sucking them. Half of the time. And again, if you're not comfortable with that type, if you're not comfortable with that or whatever, then maybe you should just not date. Because niggas is really, you're not really finding no, it's not working out. I don't know the numbers, but it just don't seem like it's working out where women are meeting great men that they're getting long-lasting relationships with by having them putting a gun to their head and say, date me, take me to this place or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But let's see what this gypsy broad got to say, whatever, with the reaction, whatever.
Hey guys, this is Alicia. It's been a while, but there have been quite a bit of things on my mind.
Look at the bump on her chin. Matter of fact, we not even about to do that. We don't want to hear from you, Gypsy. I just wanted to show off what this broad looked like or whatever after that she wiped all that MAC and that wet penny makeup face on and shit or whatever. She talking a bunch of gypsy babble. We don't want to hear it. You missed out or whatever. And like I said, you did this shit for clout or whatever. You know what you was trying to do. And if you wasn't trying to do it, then oh well, you got the prize. And yeah, it is what it is. So we gonna get into the nitty gritty shitty committee, what I really wanted to talk about. So we see this come up on the timeline or whatever. So this goes back to, this is, now give you some context. This is some single woman, apparently. And again, we're going to take this at face value, whatever. It could be some made up gypsy shit or whatever, because a lot of this shit just ain't off. But it's people out there that really like that. So, some single woman or whatever makes a monthly budget on what her bills are and all this stuff, and just kind of writing out how hard it is for a single mother to survive monthly. First of all, you signed up for it when you opened your legs and you let the nigga nut in you raw, and you decided to have a child and raise him on your own. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but more often than not, that's usually what happens. So, and even if it didn't happen, whether, like, you should be mindful of, hey, I might not want to have a baby because I can't afford it. I want to save money for this or whatever. That's why I waited till I was 35 or whatever to have a goddamn baby, whatever, and got married or whatever and all that. But I wasn't having it because I thought if I had a baby before 30, my life was going to be tough because I was barely making it by whatever, just as a single man able to level up. And luckily, because I didn't have a child, I was able to do more things and have more flexibility to maneuver. But people don't think like that. So, let's review this shit or whatever. So, this Gypsy Jezebel says she makes $20 per hour and works 40 hours per week. Now, let's just start off of here. If this was a dude that was writing this, it will be women in the comments saying, you a broke boy, you ain't da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop or whatever. But then yet, when a woman does it, it's celebrated. She's a boss bitch. Blah, blah. Oh, the nigga ain't shit. He's broke because he ain't giving her no money. Da-da-da. So, there you go. And that's why, men, y'all need to be realizing that you're going to be the villain all the time. Be smart with how you fucking deal with these women, who you deal with, when you deal with them, and what can happen if you make the wrong decision. So, her income after taxes is $3,000 a month. She gets child support for $400 a month. And he don't report this on his income, but she gets $3,400 a month. So you can already tell, like, this is just some ghetto shit or whatever. Like, I'm always critical on niggas that got kids or whatever. Take care of your kids. Fuck all that shit. Yes, you gonna have a Gypsy Jezebel bedwench wife that's, you know, you spending more money or whatever on the kids and she not appropriating right. I mean, shame on you. You should have did your due diligence, but that ain't got nothing to do with them kids, and you need to fight and do what you need to do to make sure that that money goes to them right or whatever, and that they taken care of as best as possible. $400 a month, that's nasty work. But, I mean, it depends on your income, but again, it is what it is. So, she lives in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. That's $1,200 a month. I don't know where the hell she lives at or whatever, because times is rough now or whatever, so I don't know what's going on with that or whatever, but $1,200 a month. Utilities is $300. Phone and internet $125. Childcare before, after school $200 a month or whatever. I mean, again, I don't know where she's living at with this childcare and this rent. Because per month, I don't know where she's living at with that. But that shit's crazy. Here's the highlight part that caught my eye. $600 for food, and this is must pay. This is on must pay. You have to pay $600 for food. Now, this is a debate that I had with a couple people, whatever. But off the rip, $600 for food is wild, nasty work. I make more than $300 a month. I don't spend those $600 for food, and I have a household of 3, 2 adults and 1 child. And I operate in a medium of, okay, well, we get, you know, good food or whatever, but we also get food that's, you know, cost savings. We're not getting tomahawk steaks or whatever, but we get some nice salmon here and there from Costco, whatever, Atlantic salmon if we want to splurge, but we might get the other type of salmon or whatever. Not the cheap ones or whatever, where it's like some real bad quality, but it's like, all right, you know, if it might be a $25 bag, but we might get a $15 bag. It's salmon. It's more than a lot of people like. So it's that, you know, that's just being a good happy medium. I may be spending $300, $350 on groceries. And that's groceries total. But she said food. And that's what I'm going to get at too. And that's why I had to connect that first video. These women don't know how to cook out here no more. They either don't know how to cook or they're too goddamn lazy to cook. That's why they want to go out to eat all the time and have another nigga spend money on them to feed them. They can't even take care of their own kids to feed them, to cook for them. Because if they feeding them, they got to go to fast food. They got to Uber Eats, DoorDash, all this stuff. I mean, if you getting just on the low end, Subway or carry-out food or whatever, or Burger King, Wendy's, you can spend about $40 just for lunch. Dinner gonna be about $45, $50. You do that 3 days a week. Let me break out the math. Let me pull up my calculator because I ain't good at math, but I'm just saying the math still just ain't goddamn mathing. But that's a lot of money to be spending, and you on a tight budget and you not making that much money? That's crazy. Let's just say on a low $70. Let's say you spending $70 a day on lunch and dinner for just 3 days out the week. You gotta eat every day, but let's just say 3 days out the week. That's $210 in 1 week. And then if you go 4 weeks, 210 times 4, that's $840. So let's just say, all right, you know, that you're just doing that and you don't cook or do nothing, whatever. That's nasty work. But that's what happens when you got these women that's out here, like the young kids say, losing recipes. They learn from they mama that's always ripping and running the streets. They don't cook. So they eating, you know, a McDonald's every day, or, you know, to carry out, or whatever the case may be. And maybe they might eat some cereal for dinner, or some whatever the case. I mean, it's totally different than how it is now and what it used to be. Because when I was growing up, there wasn't no seafood. Seafood was fish sticks and frozen fish fillet. There wasn't no we eating crab legs and salmon. What? Salmon and oysters and all this stuff. Pasta. Only pasta we got was spaghetti. When I was growing up, now these kids is, my child can't eat this. I need to, no, that's just an excuse for just laziness. You want that champagne lifestyle, but have beer money. You don't even have beer money. You have malt liquor money. There should be no, it's people who got food stamps that's getting crab legs and all this crap. Like, why? Why? You better go the hood route and get a whole bunch of oodles and noodles and stuff that will last, that will feed you. But that's not how a woman thinks. That's why most women like this, they need structure and guidance. So when a man comes to you and say, hey, I could do this with you, but I need you to go 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30, you need to listen. Otherwise, you're going to be writing on a notepad, stressing for money, and being on some begging the stallion shit. Like this. A man to tell you, no, we not spending $600 for food. It's crazy because it doesn't even make any sense. You know what else a man will probably tell you? You up here only making $20 an hour. Why do you have a $300 car note? And paying $200 for car insurance? So you're paying $500 to drive. Yet you're on and spending $200 of gas. Gas is like, okay, all right, whatever. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But if you're going to spend that, you better get your own hoopty so you can save money on a car note or whatever and interest and not have to pay full coverage. But that's nasty work. And since now you're so low, you only get left with $75 and you ain't even accounting all of the other stuff that you spending money on. Your hair and nails, weed, liquor, all that other dumb shit for yourself. Gotta get your hair and nails done. All this other bullshit. You gotta buy clothes for yourself. But then not in the budget. Extra needs. The kids need new coats. $50. So you want to get coats for $50? I don't know what coat you gonna find or whatever since you spending all this money on food. I don't know. That's just crazy. But $50 for coats, laundry supplies, school snacks, a school field trip. Then you got car repair that's $500. So you got a car note. You spending $500 for that, but you got to spend $500. So I don't know what kind of car you got, but yeah. Then Christmas is coming up next month. Kids want to play ball and cleaning supplies are low. Looks like you need to, yeah, get with a man that can help you prioritize. You need some management. But what do I know? But I just had to say that. I wanted to get that off my chest because it's like, this is nasty work. And men know your goddamn value because you weren't power. Because men do this all the time. We not posting this or whatever. It's like, this is regular, schmegular shit. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what adults do. But not women. They're grown kids. And I say women in general. So, men, y'all need to get hip. Know y'all got the power. Force their hand or whatever. And if they not with the program, fuck them. And young men that seeing this, you don't have to fall in line with this bullshit. You don't have to just do shit because a woman tell you so. You don't. Because more or less, if she telling you to do it, she really ain't got it. Because if she really didn't have it, well, if she really had it, she wouldn't be fucking with you trying to get more out of you. The real's going to show. If she really into you, you going to see. Otherwise, don't do too much or whatever. Try to impress a woman or whatever that really ain't into you. She should want you at your lowest and want you when you get to your highest. If she don't want you at your lowest or at just your regular, fuck her. It's your boy King Moses, live from the porch. Let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, comment, all that other shit. I'm going to post my little other videos related to this. I'm out.